Welcome to Native Calgarian and Mossy for listening. I'm your host, Michelle Robinson, speaking to you in Mohkinstsis in the Blackfoot Confederacy, home of the Nitsitapi, Sutina Dene, and the Yiharhi Nakota. I talk about history, current news, unheard news, book clubs, with special guests to give local or national issues a voice through an urban Satu Dene lens. My life's work will be to honor the voices of my ancestors and next generation with humor, love, and truth. Reconciliation is work, not performance. May we honor all Indigenous voices with that courage. Today is August 7th, 2025. Welcome to Native Calgarian. If you enjoy hearing Indigenous content by this Satu Dene woman, my Patreon account is Native Calgarian, where you can pledge and support. Thank you, previous owners, for showing your support. If you cannot afford to give, I'd love to hear from you at nativeyyc@gmail.com, where you can send in your comments or your questions. Also, giving a review helps, whatever medium you're listening from. I have a YouTube channel that you can go and subscribe. Go to nativecalgarian.com for the latest podcasts and pin posts on social media. And remember, always share things you learned onto your network. Oki, naganago, mekoche, chistokom aki, or Nara Dago Dekots Nagotiene Siku Saradi. My name is Red Thunder Woman. My married English name is Michelle Robinson. I use they, them pronouns. My Dene lineage roots me in the land of the Great Bear Lake tribe in Treaty 11 in Delaney. I'm a native to Turtle Island, and my Dene nation is uninvited to this area of Pinchotine Indahe in Satu Dene, meaning Many Big Dog Town, named after the Calgary Stampede. I was born here in Calgary or in Blackfoot, Mohkinstsis, as Michelle Elliott, an English name that has afforded me privilege in an English colonial world. Acknowledging proximity to whiteness is important because the darker the skin, the more racism a person experiences in colonial spaces. My late great-grandfather is Milo Biwo from Delaney. His daughter, Alice, is my now late granny. My mother and I, Northern Slavey Dene, are Satu Dene, but my Indian Act imposed status card by the Canadian government says Yellowknives Dene. Through my father, I am a daughter of the Mayflower and a daughter of the American Revolution. Having a Canadian Indian Act imposed status card is a colonial construct by Canadian policies meant to divide Indigenous peoples' inherent rights. Indigenous Two-Spirit, or the Indigenous 2S LGBTQ community, and Indigenous women are at the bottom of the Canadian socio-economic ladder because of colonial trauma, imposed poverty, racism, gendered violence, and land theft. I am not a social worker nor an elder, nor do I speak on behalf of all Indigenous peoples. I just share my journey as a Dene mom navigating this ableist, colonial, misogynistic, racist world in 2025. I think of all of this today because I want to honor the many Indigenous lives lost for this country called Canada. I hope you see your role in the importance of stopping harm as a citizen and see your role in reconciliation as a treaty partner. Land Back is a movement that could save the planet from climate change created by colonialism, but it would be a part of a meaningful treaty partnership, part of meaningful reconciliation, honoring global initiatives like the United Nations Declaration of the Rights of Indigenous Peoples. As a former drafter, I'd love to talk to you more about it. Go to nativecalgarian.com for more. So today, out of all days, I'm so excited because I have been fangirling all of the Indian relay races that have been happening. And last year, I seen some of it at this Calgary Stampede, and I was so excited to see more of it. And I am here today to promote Horse Warriors Season 2. And I have two friends here that I'm lucky enough to have on my podcast. So Jay, would you like to introduce yourself in your way?
Yeah, hello everyone. My name is Jay Pachu. I come from the Red Pheasant First Nation, just south of North Battleford, Saskatchewan here. And yeah, I've been racing Indian Relay for 9 years now this summer. It has come and I've been riding horses ever since I was just able to, right? So, horses have been a big part of my life and in healing and just every part of way, right? So yeah, that's very pleased to be able to shoot that Horse Warriors season 2 last year with everyone who was involved.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm so happy to have you. Neil, would you like to introduce yourself in your way?
Sure. Well, I'm Neil Garon. I'm Métis from around Pigeon Lake area through my granny Bab, who was like a part of Papa's Chase, and then went to Temasquachis, and then she came by way of my great great grandfather Donald Whitford, who's a famous Métis negotiator who spoke about 5 languages and was in the Pigeon Lake area. And I'm writer and director, and I was writing and directing on Horse Warriors season 2, working with Jay and the gang, and following an Indian relay.
That is so fun. Did you guys come to the Calgary Stampede this year?
No, we did not.
No.
Because we right now we've got season 2 coming out, and APTN is going to make a decision on season 3 when they see how season 2 does. So if you're listening to this podcast, watch it or record the show because we need the numbers.
Oh, I love that. No, that's not a problem. I'll just leave it on my TV until until they
Perfect.
take it down. How about
Perfect.
you? How about you, Neil? What has your summer been like? Were you at the Stampede or were you busy rodeoing somewhere else?
Who, me or Jay?
Jay. Oh, me? No,
Yeah.
this summer has been a completely different change of scenery, right? My team that we shot Horse Warriors season 2 with last year, they went to Calgary again as well this year, but this year I ended up starting my own team, as you can see in the background here, Black Bear Relay, with a very good close friend of mine, Colton Patra, and his girlfriend, Charlie Nolan. We had decided to start our own team this summer, o over the winter, I guess I should say. And this summer we had made it become a reality after talking about it for a few years. It was a few years in progress of talking, and it wasn't just overnight commitment, and but anyways, this year is our first year on our own, and we've been still relaying every weekend, and we've been doing pretty good for a first year team. We have all brand new horses. This is their first year in the game, but I have probably, I'd say, over 30 years of experience on my team, just with my help, right? So, we're pretty good, and we're keeping everyone honest, and everyone's keeping us honest. So been a very good summer of learning, and honestly, being a team owner, and we got to take everything into our own hands now. Not that we haven't before, but yeah, I guess a little bit more responsibility, I would say.
Oh, I bet. I can't imagine what it's like. I actually have a deep respect for horse culture in general. You see the settler horse culture, but you see the indigenous horse culture, two different worlds, just seeing the way they operate and go. And what was it like growing up with horses? Like, tell me more about your background that led you to this moment where now you're in charge of a whole team.
Yeah, so like I said when I introduced myself, I've been riding ever since I could, and a lot of it, I give a lot of my credit up to my older brother Kobe Page, who he ever since I could remember, he would make me ride horses that buck. He would make them buck on me on purpose, and I would be we would double for hours all day, and I would be crying at him to slow down because I'm still young, right? And I give him all the credit for bringing me on those adventures, and making me ride through the pain, and making me build up that courage to become the cowboy I am and the warrior I am today. And then also how I got into the race world is I give the credit to my uncle Charles Meachance. He had race horses in Saskatoon, and I was 13, 14, and he posted a picture on Facebook, and I texted him. I said, I want to ride. I was in Saskatoon. I was living there playing hockey, and I said I wanted to ride, and he said, "Well, come here in the morning." So, that whole summer I was 13, 14, I'd bike across Saskatoon every morning. I'd wake up at 4:30, and I'd get to the racetrack about 6:15. It took me an hour and a half to bike from my house to the racetrack, and then he would drive me to school after I was done riding my horses, and I'd go to school all day after I'd be up since 4:30, and then go home after the day's done, right? So, I give my credit to those two people for getting me into the race world, and yeah, I can't. thank them enough for everything they showed me and taught me.
Well, and I can't imagine they must be so proud of you for where you've come now. And I just am excited for you. What's it like trying to, do Indian relays? Like, how did you get into that world where, you knew what tournaments to go to, when? How does that even work?
Yeah, like I said there, when I was riding in Saskatoon for my Uncle Charles there, they had a Indian relay team already, he had his rider, Tyrell McGilvery, another good top rider. He was in Saskatoon, right? So that's how I met him. And, they took me to a show one weekend and, they found me a team to ride and I didn't know what to do. I watched a few videos and all I knew was you turned in, jumped off, and jumped on another one, right? So I never ridden bareback in my life, and I ended up getting into my first race, and I only finished one lap. So, it's been a long ways from my first race from now, and it's yeah, I never gave up. Even though I finished one lap my first race, I never gave up. I knew that was what I was meant to do, and I stuck with it, and I hate to lose, and I just horse racing is horse racing, but I had to train and train and train to say I won a show, and I've been blessed to win quite a few shows now in my lifetime, but I've been also doing it for 9 years now, so
And and you know what, Michelle? Last year in season two, we saw Jay live his Indian relay dream. He was at Muckleshoot, and what did that mean to you, Jay?
yeah, like Neil knows, and that was my dream. Ever since I first started racing Indian relay, I always watched Muckleshoot Gold Cup videos, and to go there last year,
Yep.
and to win it my first year, nothing like that was my dream to be there to win it. Nothing like not even just to win it, that was just the icing on the cake. But just to be there, everything was so surreal, and to with the crew that I had, the horses that I won it with, like I was just on top of the world, and I'm very blessed, and that win will forever be special to me.
Wait till you see it, Jay.
Oh, you should see our jacket we got from it. Oh, you're gonna love it. I'll bring it up this week. And I guess if you won't be in Enoch.
No, because I'm in Winnipeg right now.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
But yeah, because when they won that race in Seattle against like all the top teams in North America, I mean that's one of the very top races you can win, And so it was so amazing. Like the electricity in the air, it was wild. We were so lucky to be there to catch it.
I am like that is such a great story. I can't tell you enough how glad I am you both shared it with me because I have no idea. I would never know that. I would never know. So my husband's grandmother, she's indigenous. She wouldn't say she's native. She'd never say it, but she'd go along the powwow trail to watch rodeo. That's how she talked about it all the time. So I'm just disappointed that I couldn't have her hear this because I know she would be over the top and super excited. So thank you for that. Thank you for sharing that with us. Now, all of my listeners and I are going to be Googling this Muckleshoot to find out more and hopefully watch this after, of course, we watch season 2 of Horse Warriors, of course.
Yeah, well, you'll see, like, because what we do is we catch the races, but we're really about the stories. So we're back in the stables with Jay and the team where they're talking and they have all their moments, like from Jay kind of smudging his clothes and the
Oh,
team
I
getting
love
ready and
that.
talking to their horses. And
Yeah.
like when Jay and Colton talk to their horses, it's adorable.
That's because they're our babies, aren't they?
Oh yeah, Jay always has a conversation with his horses, don't you, Jay?
Oh yeah, I love to talk to my horses, and even our new horses now here, like I still talk to them every day, every race, nothing has changed, and they understand me, and like they're unbelievable. The horses we have now are like they really understand, and they're a different character. Like they're no mean bone. They're pretty. They understand you. Their horses are healing, right? So they feel you. If you're mad, they're mad. You're angry, if you're sad, they're sad. You know, it's whatever you feel, they feel. So you got to be very happy and uplifting around them, and you know they're gonna keep you happy and uplifted as well.
They're
Yeah, that sounds
healing.
like good treaty that you have with your animals, and I think that's what matters, right? Is that's our way. So I appreciate you sharing that with us because I think people don't understand the bond that riders have with their horses at all, and I hear that a lot, especially from settlers who don't understand that bond. So thank you,
Yeah.
Neil. What about you? Were you raised around rodeo, or you were raised maybe around filmmaking? Is that kind of more the story?
Neither.
Neither. I respect that. I have a
Neither.
podcast and I'm only starting to use the word artist and understand art culture after years of doing this. So I get
I
it. I get it.
I went to rodeos when I was a kid, and like my main experience, like with horses and stuff, was really going to my friends, the Spencleys, who had a farm, riding their horses, and the farms around where my grandma was, like near Pinoca, and my second cousin Melvin, who ran a pony chuck wagon, who just scared the shit out of me so many times as a kid because he'd throw us in the wagon. And holy crap, was that terrifying when he would just rip them. And we'd be bouncing around in the back, just terrified of getting popped out.
I love that for you. I'm so happy for you. I'm really glad you guys are telling these stories and that we're able to film them and shoot them and put them onto the TV because I just know they're so underrated. And so for me personally, I so appreciate you doing this so that I have a lot of native pride. It took a time to get here because of the way I was raised and the lack of information we had. But once I understood what we had faced and challenged, it's niches like this, like a little area of our people who have always had this horse culture that never spoke about it. And then rodeo obviously was something that was taught. So I just love this world that you are both in and that we get to witness this. For me, it's a new level of fangirl because of sports in general is one of those conversations that people usually like to talk about. But when it came to Indian relay races, they're the coolest thing I've ever seen in horse culture. So I love that you're doing this. Is there anything else that you'd like to share with us right now, Jay?
You know, honestly, I just the only thing I could like a lot of people look at us different, right? You know, from you know, I could say a lot of people do like from the whipping part, I'd say like a lot of people who don't understand the relay and the horse racing and you know, I've been seeing a lot of comments and stuff about like the excessive whipping and stuff and I can agree, but you know, honestly, the love and care for that we give for these horses are top notch, you know. Honestly, I would say we give more better care than some chuck wagon guys, you know, like like we go into battle with these horses. These are our brothers and sisters and you know, at the end of the day, they eat before us. They drink before us, you know. They get their vet appointment and doctor's appointments before we do. You know, everything's their priority is more than us, you know. They come before us and you know, that's just one thing that I want more people to understand and you know we're not out there to hurt them you know I understand relay there's a lot of injuries and accidents out there you know but that's a part of the game and you know if all of us riders could go out there and race every race without an accident, I'm telling you we would, because I'm sick and tired of being hurt, and you know I don't want to be doctoring up my horses when you know my horses are fast and everyone else's horses are fast, right? So you know, like. trust me, if us riders and team members could go out there and race with no injuries and no accidents, we would. But it's also the adrenaline rush that keeps us addicted and keeps us racing and wanting to go back and wanting us to travel more and keep investing into this game, because the adrenaline rush is so addictive.
It's
We saw
addictive watching. Go ahead, Neil.
We saw Jay take some big hurts last year a couple times. We watched Jay get put into an ambulance and driven away in agony.
Oh no,
Yeah.
Jay, what happened and what are some common injuries that happen to riders like yourself?
Well, last year I hyperextended my right knee in Rocky Mountain House. Ended up falling off there too, losing a horse there. But at the end of the year, at the end of the year last year, I didn't even want to go to the Lethbridge race. My season was done. But anyways, my good buddy Colton Lindsay, who owns White Lightning Express, he had wanted me to come up there and ride. So anyways, I went up there to race and coming in on the first horse, he told me, this is my last horse, but we're gonna run him first. I was like, whatever. It is what it is. So we run. I'm in first place. I look back. Carlson's on me. I said, I just gotta come in hot, bang it. I go to pull him up, hey, check him, nothing. No brakes, no brakes. So I can't slow down, no slowing down. I just turn him in and I cause a big commotion and I ended up messing up my left knee and I jumped off and I couldn't even put no pressure on it.
Oh
And
no.
I crawled off the track and I opened my eyes and all I could see is a big camera over my face, so I covered up my eyes again. But so they got me a few times. Last year they got there's gonna be highs and lows and everything on season two. You guys really got to watch that season two. It's something, man. I know it's gonna be something.
I know.
There's one thing I'd like to say about Indian Relay about what attracted me to even doing this project is that, I have been to a lot of rodeos and I've been to a lot of Indian rodeos too.
Yeah.
But what really made me attracted to Indian Relay is that it is truly an indigenous sport. It's not Indian cowboys, it's Indians doing Indian relay, and it's an indigenous bred, and there's something about it that I find so exciting. Like when you're there and you got a couple of teams, two or three teams coming in and they're close, and you go, who's gonna make the exchange? It is so exciting. I always tell people go see it live because you can't capture all of it. We get really
Yeah.
good shots like when Jay hyperextended his knee. We've got that in glorious slow motion with him doing a cartwheel. He's upside down. God bless him. He still got on the horse though. Good job.
Yeah.
But it's about there's a spirit and a fire to it that's different than anything else you've ever seen.
That's so awesome. You know, when I have guests on, sometimes we talk about really hard concepts and really hard things. But like my last one, we talked about nuclear power. This one, I just feel so energized about talking about Indian relay races, but also Jay, you got filmed in like that worst moment. That's like I'm now I have to go watch it. Now everyone who's listening has to go watch this moment that we're talking about right now. So I'm really stoked for this. I can't thank you both enough for talking about season two, Horse Warriors, and just your life and how you got here today and how it's come to be. And Black Bear is your team that you have now?
Yes, I have well I own it with my two best friends, Colton Putcher and Charlie Nolan. They're a couple. They've been dating for a few years now but I own they're the main owners, but I've been with them since 2022, and I grew a very very tight bond with them and they're my best friends and I love them both so much and I can't thank them enough, and and Colton's mom Janice as well. She lets us train and live out of her house, and I've been I've been fortunate to ride for many teams, and this place I've been here since 2022. It really feels like home. As you can tell, it's been the longest team that I stayed with, so I can't thank them enough.
I love this. Well, I can't thank you both enough for coming on to talk about Horse Warriors season 2 on
Thursday,
APTN
I think
Thursdays.
September 4th it starts, and then it's every Thursday on APTN.
Oh, I can't wait. I
We
can't
don't
wait
get
to
a lot of
watch.
subjects like Jay. He let us shoot so much. He could have kicked our asses out of there a few times, but it's going to be way better for the show.
Oh, I'm so excited. Thank you. Thank you both for giving me your time today and doing all of this great work so that all of the little natives out there watching this can know, yeah, that could be them, because it can be. That's the whole thing, is that we have this whole a whole other world that Canada hasn't been exposed to, frankly. So I'm grateful for you both for coming on to the show, for coming on and talking about what it is you do, and probably inspiring tons of little kids out there right now.
Thank you.
And I just want to add for like the listeners as well. If there's kids and bring your kids out. There's a lot of little kids out there at the relay shows who will let your little ones ride their horses, and there's riders like me out there that will take pictures with you and bring you back to the barn and show you behind the scenes. You like we're come talk to us, come watch us. We're not we don't bite. Come hang out.
Oh, and the little kid relays, they're hilarious.
I can't wait to watch more of this. Like for me, it's hard because I don't really understand the Stampede's like timing when they show things and when they choose not to. So I mean, for me, I got to figure out how to watch Indian relay uh, Indian relay races forever. But when I go down to Bagani, when I go down and or to Pinoca, like there, Rocky is a good place that you can see these things.
Ah.
I got to figure out how to do these circuits so that I can see them, just like
Mhm.
my family before me. So
Black Bear will be coming to run in Medicine Hat on the 23rd, 24th, I think.
right now I know where I'm going, the 23rd, 24th. Thank you.
You'll have to get some merch in the back here.
That's right.
Where do we find your merch?
Um,
Fun
follow
Jay.
Black follow Black Bear Indian Relay on Facebook, and you could just text that page, and we'll get it to you.
Right on. Thank you. Anything else you'd like to add, Neil?
I just think, you know what? Catch the show. I'm really proud of it. There's so much action and there's so much behind the scenes, and it's not just the races, it's the whole journey.
Oh, I can't wait. Thank you both for coming on. I can't thank you enough. I appreciate you both.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Hope you both have a good day.
You as well.
Okay, bye-bye.
Those two are so cool to listen to. And I want to thank Laura behind the scenes for setting this all up too. And I just encourage my listeners to put on APTN, put on the Horse Warrior season 2, whatever you can do to push that out. I think that will continue season 3, etc., etc. And I know for me, I want to see all of this all the time because I feel like it's been purposely suppressed until more recently, until we had our season 1. So I hope you all watch and listen and share, especially if you're in Calgary, especially if you, give the Calgary Stampede $5, let alone going multiple times, spending hundreds of dollars. Please watch Horse Warriors season 2. Obviously, we still do the book club. I'm really honored to continue to do the book club. So if you would like to sign up, all you have to do is look to my Native Calgarian website. You can go to any of my pin posts on social media and you will find the link to that. And we would love to have you join our book club. And if you can't, because of the timing, it being the second Monday of each month, by all means, just listen to previous podcasts where we did do the book club. And just a little life update. My mom, it's August 7th, and we still don't have a date for her surgery. So I have quite a few book clubs in the queue that I'm excited to launch, but I'm just waiting for my mom, where I basically have to take a month off and be unavailable. But we'll still have lots of content for you. I'd love to hear what you think of Horse Warriors as it airs in September, and I hope that you share all of their stuff as well. You don't even have to share mine; just share theirs, because that is going to amp it up and get it out there a little more. I think Calgarians really love Indian relay races. They just hadn't been exposed to it before. So if you start sharing that stuff into your circles, then that stuff will get out there more to the circles of settler horse culture that really like that world too. And for little natives out there who, maybe they want to be on those horses doing these races. I know I've seen Pauline Alexa, she famous now actress, doing reservation dogs from up north, just where he was talking about racing before, Masquatchis area, part of the Four Alexis Nation. Obviously, her last name is Alexis, so I hope that you consider, following and watching and supporting Indigenous media so that it becomes more so-called Canadian media and gets out there more, and more Canadians watch all of it, not just some of it. So, again, join our book club. And I want to say thank you to my ancestors, to my granny, to my mom, of what strength looks like through your example. I want to thank my dad. It's your birthday today, Dad. Happy birthday, for teaching me to be strong and blunt. My stepmom for showing me her proud Austrian family and culture here in Calgary and teaching me to be a proud Calgarian. To my husband, big Buffalo Rock man, you are, my childhood friend, my husband, the father of our child, our journey together down all of this racism, colonialism, and you produce and edit the show. So that's helpful too. To our child, who we are blessed to learn from you daily, we are honored you chose us. You give me daily accountability to be a better and stronger person. My hope is that my family will be proud in the future of us discussing these present day issues. I honor the Blackfoot. The elders and members have been so kind to me on my Red Road journey. Elder Red Crane taught me how to pronounce my spirit name. Leonard Kenny taught me how to pronounce my spirit name in Satu Dene. My humblest apologies to all language keepers as I try to learn proper pronunciation. My Patreon account is Native Calgarian, where you can pledge and support. Thank you, previous donors, for showing your support. If you value listening and watching and can afford to give, thank you. For those who cannot afford to give, I'd love to hear from you at nativeyyc@gmail.com, where you can send in your comments or questions. I also have a YouTube channel that you can go and subscribe. Go to nativecalgarian.com for the latest podcasts and pin posts on social media. And the last thing I want to do is just say I just celebrated my anniversary, and my husband was looking up some of the numbers. For folks who don't know, we have over 280,000 downloads. That's, of course, not including the views on YouTube, which we only started in 2020 because of the pandemic. And I've noticed that my shorts from TikTok, they go a lot more viral on YouTube. So I'm trying to do more content and trying to put that out there on the social medias in the hopes to teach. So I just can't thank you all enough for folks who follow me on the social medias, who amplify this podcast and share it on social medias, for folks who send me messages. All of it matters to me, and I never thought anyone would listen to this podcast. As I said in one of my TikToks, my husband really threw this mic in front of me and said, start talking. And because I knew I wasn't seeing Indigenous representation properly in the media when there was any coverage of us, let alone all of the vast world that we live in that Canadians are purposely excluded from because of their Canadian government policies and media and settler colonial belief systems. So I can't thank you all enough for listening. I can't thank you all enough for following me and amplifying me, but also all of my amazing guests that I've been lucky enough to have over the course of all of these years. So I hope that, bigger picture, you see yourself as the reason why I have those 280,000 plus downloads, and why it is that people are starting to unlearn their indigenous racism is because you are sharing that stuff and willing and open to learning. So thank you all for being my audience, for listening and making it to the end of this podcast as well as many others. I appreciate you, and I hope we have many more years together. Thanks folks for listening.